Hey everybody, Master Adam Grogan here, 518 Martial Arts. This is your last video before this Sunday, June 6th, for the Capital District Open, our return to in-person competition. I hope you are as excited as I am. We have an amazing turnout. We got really lucky. The state and the CDC kind of opened things up. We're in a far better place than I ever expected when we first announced this tournament. We had planned to be under a lot more restrictions and a lot more circumstances. Things have turned out much better. We have an amazing tournament lined up, and we're going to do what we can do to bring you the best possible event. Feel like the before the pandemic, but we still have a little bit of restrictions, so I need everybody to kind of bear with me. But I'm super excited for this weekend. I need to tell you real fast, so I don't waste your time, everything you need to know to come in this weekend. And all the competitors and school owners are going to get an email with a lot of this information as well, but I like to do the videos to help you guys. So let's start with the most important thing on everybody's mind. The biggest thing everybody's been talking about is we had a couple weeks ago, CDC, New York State adopted some new policies. At the tournament, if you are fully vaccinated, you do not need to wear a mask. Fully vaccinated individuals do not need to wear a mask at the venue. It's outside in the pavilion. If you're fully vaccinated, there's no need for a mask. You are welcome to wear a mask if you want to. Anybody can wear a mask. I'm expecting a lot of kids to have masks and a lot of adults to have masks. You're fully welcome to, but if you're fully vaccinated, you do not have to. The catch being, please bring a mask with you if you need to go inside the JCC. If you have to go inside the building to use the bathrooms, very important. If you want to go in for those bathrooms, everybody has to have a mask on. Vaccinated or not, everybody going in the building must have a mask on, so bring a mask for those important bathroom runs that you have to do inside. Other than that, outside you don't have to, and I would appreciate and hope that everybody will be tolerant, understanding that this is the rule, and there's going to be people there without a mask, and we're going to do our best to social distance still, but that's the scenario you should expect. If you're not comfortable with that scenario, then maybe you should think about whether or not this event is right for you at this point, because that will be the scenario that you're walking into. Okay, next thing, a couple other little things that I mentioned before, but I want to reiterate to everybody here. People with long weapons, bow staff, I don't know about a sword that's long weapons, you're going to want to be careful and make your mind think about the fact that the ceiling in that pavilion is about 8.5 feet tall. So while the pavilion has a nice roof and it is pointy, underneath the rails are only 8.5 feet up from the ground. So if you have a long bow and you do a move that goes up in the air, you might hit the rafters. So you're going to have to modify your routine carefully for those of you guys with long weapons. Right now, I am very excited that it is predicted we are going to have awesome weather on Sunday. No rain, knock on wood, beautiful weather. But beautiful weather brings in other conditions that we have to be careful of. So just like if you're going to your children's outdoor soccer game, lacrosse game, softball game, you need to take precautions for being outside on a hot, warm day. Parents and spectators are going to be out, not under the pavilion. So things like sunblock, water, maybe an umbrella for shade that you want to put up, I don't know, a hat, maybe even a little fan or something. You're going to want to take precautions because it might be hot, it might be beautiful, you might be baking under the sun while you're spectating. Competitors will be under the pavilion when they're getting ready. So they will have a much more comfortable experience when they're competing, but we still want to keep in mind it's going to be warm, so make sure you bring water, fans, anything you need to stay comfortable and safe in a nice warm environment. We will have water, bottled cold water for sale there if you want to get that, so bring cash, and we're going to have tons of cold water for sale. So make sure you're prepared for that weather. And once again, spectators and guests and parents, you're going to be sitting outside the pavilion. There is picnic tables, but I would encourage you to bring your folding chair, camping chairs, things like that for you to sit on to be comfortable. As we've said before, we are not letting anyone in if you did not pre-register as a guest or a spectator. Every competitor gets 2 spectators. That's it. If you did not pre-arrange that, I'm going to feel bad, but we're going to have to turn you away at the door. That is the restrictions right now. Everybody has to be pre-registered and we cannot have extra. So please do not show up and just ask to come in. We will turn you away and it will break my heart and I will feel bad. So please reach out so I can get everything pre-orchestrated so that when you arrive, you can come in no problem. But do not just show up. You have to reach out. School owners, I love you all. You guys support these events. You're great. I can't let you in unless let me know you're coming. I have to know. I have to arrange it in a certain way. So please don't just show up. Just because you're coaching somebody, because you're somebody's instructor or master, does not get you a free pass in without good communication. You have to let me know. Please email me or call me so that you can come right in. That being said, everybody walking into that venue, competitor, parent, spectator, guest, you will have to sign a waiver upon arrival attesting to a self-evaluation COVID screening, meaning that you haven't had a fever in a certain period of time, you haven't been in contact with anybody positive, you haven't went someplace where there's lots of positive things. All those normal questions we've been asking for the past year, you're going to have to read that document and sign. Every single person is going to have to sign when they come in that we are safe and that we are okay with that self-attestation form. So please make sure you're prepared when you get there to do that. There might be a line. We're going to have people filling it out as they go, but everybody should be aware of that. Okay, awards. We're going to have a little bit of a hodgepodge, I said, so I want to make sure you're aware, set the expectation. Forms and weapons competitors, forms and weapons, are getting beautiful custom 518 medals. You will get medals for forms and weapons. Breaking competitors will get trophies. That's how we're dividing it up. As you guys know, it was tough. Last minute, small budget, don't know how many people we're going to have, had to keep costs down, want to give you guys great awards, didn't know how many people were going to sign up, so we had to kind of, be a little bit more flexible and accommodating. As I begged everybody in our previous videos and communication, we have to all be a little bit understanding with this event. It's the first in-person event. We're trying to get the feel for things, so it is not going to represent our best of what 518 Martial Arts can do for events, but we're still going to bring you amazing camaraderie, amazing organization, and a great time, but we're working our way back to what we were, and thank you for your patience and understanding as we get there. Okay. Arrival times. This is going to go out in email today. The arrival time is the time I would like you to be walking up to that registration table. If you come early, we will turn you away. We have to. That is the rule. So if you show up earlier than the time I'm about to say, you're going to be asked to turn around and go wait in your car. You can wait in the parking lot in your car, but you cannot come in until this time. This is what's going to go out in email. 6 and 7-year-olds. 6 and 7-year-olds can arrive at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. for 6 and 7-year-olds. 8 and 9-year-old competitors are at 10 a.m. arrival. 10 and 11-year-olds are at 11 a.m. arrival time. 12 to 14-year-olds are at noon arrival time. 15 to 17-year-olds are a 1 p.m. arrival time. And 18 and older competitors are at 2 p.m. arrival time. I usually don't ever do schedules. I hate schedules because then if we're behind, it's not good. Or if we're ahead, we have to wait. We have to do a schedule this time. It's part of the deal to get a venue, to get the number of people in we need, to exceed the numbers. It's very important. Please do not arrive before your scheduled arrival. When you do arrive, here's what you should expect. When you arrive, you will not be competing immediately. You will be competing in 20 minutes to a half an hour if I can make this work perfectly the way I plan. So from the time I ask you to arrive to the time you're competing, about 20 minutes to a half an hour. That means that you have time to come there, check in, go to the board pickup area. Do that immediately, please, if you're competing in breaking. Set up your boards and get ready to compete. The key thing there for some of you competitors that have a big elaborate setup for breaking is you are going to have 20 minutes to a half an hour to set up your breaks. That's not a ton of time. So I want you to socialize, I want you to have fun, but you have to be efficient so you can get that breaking setup done. As it relates to breaking setup, we will not have spacers. We will not have tape. We will have some breaking apparatuses, but not a ton. So you should bring your own. Remember, only 2 holders in the ring, so plan those routines appropriately, okay? Plan them appropriately. But tape and spacers you need to bring, and when you get there, you need to get there, get those boards, start setting up. About 20 minutes to a half hour after arrival, you'll be starting. That overlap is on purpose. I want you arriving there as my on-deck division so that we can keep things running smoothly and we can have a great time. Other than that, that should be everything I wanted to tell you guys about. Look for my email coming out tonight to all the competitors. If there's any issues, like always, don't hesitate to reach out to me, ask me questions right up until Saturday night. We'll do our best to accommodate you. I'm so excited to see you guys. I hope that you're excited. I'm so happy to be back with an in-person event, but I just beg you to be patient with us in understanding that this is our first pandemic in-person event. you know, and it's not going to be like it used to be. It's still going to have some issues with it, and I need you guys to be patient, but by this time next year, we'll be back to normal events. So thank you for your help in getting there. I'll see you guys Sunday.